Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 17 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. Last episode I mentioned that I'd be installing a new redstone energy cell and charging it up with a bunch of lava because I want to keep one in my backpack at all times, just to charge any machines I want to have around at any point. We'll see how that goes, and if I'm using it enough I'll keep a handle on it, and if I'm not, oh well. That'll be fine. So, got a bunch of stuff I want to get to today. See, I have a bunch of things going on here. I got a nice tank full of lava. Things are looking pretty good. I will eventually, like I said, go ahead and swap out the lava control system for a steam-powered one, but it's going to take a little while before I can get to that point. Now, for today's episode, there is something specific I want to get to, and that is pretty much where I left off last episode regarding the little area off to the side of my nether portal. So I built this nifty little area over here. It's nice and wide and open and cool looking. Nice and chopped up. Big hole in the center of this area. Cool. So I'm going to tidy this up. I think I said I was going to tidy up between last episode and this, but didn't, so I'll do it now, probably off camera. And then once this area is tidied up a little bit, I'm going to install a new little area to start working on something that I think is going to work out really cool and be pretty useful for us. So how about I come back after that area looks a little bit nicer, and I'll be right there. Alright guys, I managed to clear that out pretty quickly thanks to the Wand of Equal Trade, and I set up a nice little pathway over to what's going to be my new area. So I'm going to make this a 9x9, typical direwolf, I know, but trust me, this is the most efficient design for the room I'm about to build. Trust me. It will be, trust me. There we go. So we're going to have a 9x9 here, and I'm just mapping this out a little bit for the moment because I want to sneak into my little bag here, and, ooh, I thought I would have had everything I needed, but apparently not. You know what I like about these boots, by the way, is that you can take one block tall. Like, sometimes it happens and you don't expect it to, and you're like, oh, what happened there? And it's weird, but once you get used to it, it's really nice and helpful. I want to get some landmarks. I'm actually going to need one more of these. So let's go into my dust and gem chest and just get one of each of these guys and get myself a landmark. You know the drill. Cool. 4 landmarks should do it. Alright, now I should have everything I need. So I'm actually going to build this 9x9 using the filler, and I'm going to show you guys the way you can do that, just because it's, cooler than building by hand. So what I want to do here, then, is place a landmark here. And this is actually going to map out the exact terrain that we want to have. So landmark here, landmark here. Clear out all this cobble that I just used to map out the area, and then there's going to be a landmark here. Alright, so that's going to give us like the 3-dimensional design that we want, okay? But instead we actually want to go a little bit higher, and I'm going to bump this guy up, something like this ought to be good. So yeah, let's do that, and, well, maybe one more lower. How will this look if I put this here? So does that feel like it's going to be the right size? I think so, yeah. Let me double check. Also, I have to sleep through the night. Alright, I decided I actually wanted this to be one taller. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 off the ground. Cool. I see there's a few bad guys back there. Should I take care of them? Probably. These boots are funny. Just don't want these guys getting in my way. Especially with the creeper there. And yeah, I know, I'm trying to collect Keeper Souls, but I just wanted to get rid of him. Alright, so now that we've mapped out a 3-dimensional area with our little construction here, how cool is that? So you saw me already do like a 2-dimensional one where I just put it down on that layer, but by throwing one up top there, and again, click on the one that connects to all the others. Like if I clicked on this one, like that probably wouldn't work too well. You want to click on the one that connects to all the others. And then go ahead and put your filler right in front of that one, like you saw me do in the past to do the clearing terrain in the last episode. Boom. Alright, now we can clear away this cobble because it's just temporary. And inside this thing is where I want to choose to whatever, stuff I want to put in there, whatever I want to build with, basically. And I can design the pattern using bricks. So in this case, I want to do the walls pattern, which is structured like that. So that is the walls pattern. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and do something like this. Let's see. How am I for these guys? I think if I did something like this... This should give me a number of dark Zycorodite. I don't know if it's going to be exactly enough, but we're going to find out pretty soon. Probably won't be. But let's go ahead and fill it in here, and if I have to get a few more dark Zycorodite, you know, I'll manage. Now that we've given it a supply of items to build with, we just have to give it power. Real easy. And go. Ha! Awesomeness. And it ran out of bricks. Right. So I need a few more than that. Gonna have to go back to my base probably and find out what I need. But at least for now I know, like, hey, that worked beautifully. I like it. So yeah, like I said, I'll come back in a few minutes once I get myself a few more of these dark Zycorodite. But dude, how awesome was that to watch build? I loved it. Awesome. Alright, yeah, I'll be back in a few moments. Alright guys, I think this looks pretty fancy. Now one thing I do want to note to you all, in this version of Zycraft you can see these little cracks in the corners. That is fixed in the newer version of Zycraft. I'm currently using version 4 of the Direwolf 20 mod pack. In an upcoming version of Zycraft, that's fixed. So you don't have to worry about that yet, or after that, you know, fix comes out. But just, you know, for now, keep a note that that will be resolved. It's already been resolved, but, you know, you guys just don't have that version yet. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and put my items away here. Got all my goodies. Put them back where they belong. Nice. Managed to come up with a few extra dark Zycorodite. I actually didn't want to have the floor be dark Zycorodite. I don't think. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter what the floor is made of. I guess maybe once I get more, I have to go mine some more. I only have a few left. I will be able to do that. But what I do want to have in the front here, actually, I'm going to cover this stuff up here. I actually drilled in there. I want to get... let's run back to our house for a moment. You know what I really need is a portal gun. Gotta go kill the Wither to get one of those. I've looked all over this map in dungeons and stuff, and I just not had any luck. You can get portal guns in dungeons, but no luck so far. Alright, where am I at here? Need some glass. And I'm going to get my Wand of Equal Trade. You can see I used it a lot. I love that wand, it's so cool. Oh, more glass, good. I have some laying around. Should be good. So let's come over here. Now I do want to show you guys a little trick with the wand that I have not shown you before. So let's break into here, put a piece of glass, and set the target on that. Now I've shown you that if you right click it changes a bunch, but if you left click you can change one at a time and you can be a little bit more exact about it. So how cool is that? Really nice looking, right? Not bad. Alright, that looks pretty awesome. Now we're obviously going to need a way in there, so I'm just going to create a hole right here. This is just temporary. So I'm going to have a few things going on in here, but first off, I need to make a couple items from Red Power 2 to help me out. And I'm also going to need to create an item from Factorization. Don't know that I've created any of these yet, even though they're one of my favorite Factorization toys. So let's go ahead and sleep through this night. And I'm going to head over to my... project table here and see if I have everything I need to get going. Definitely, yeah, I think I'm pretty close. Cool. Throw some wood in there and get a piston. Either side of the piston can go some wood, some cobble, and some redstone to get myself a transposer. This guy is going to be important. The transposer, as you may remember from previous episodes, or if not, then that's cool. But the transposer can do a bunch of cool stuff, and one of the things it can do is it can take items that fall into it and pass them into a pipe network. So if you, you know, go ahead and just, you know, have some pipes connected to the back of this guy, and an item lands on the front face, it'll get sucked up and sent into the pipe network. It'll also spit it out the back if there's no pipes. So that's what the transposer is going to do for this build. I also want a barrel. How am I for wood? Oh, so close. You're killing me. Well, I've got spruce wood. That should be fine. Get myself one of these guys. Oak wood slab. I'm going to get a few of them just because they're, like, so awesome. There we go, barrels. Barrels are really awesome little devices. I'm going to go ahead and put one down right here. What it does is you can right-click on it to store a stack of items at a time. And you can keep right-clicking on it to store more stacks. And more stacks, and more stacks, and more stacks. It's so cool. And you can left-click to get them out. If you double right-click, it stores everything in your inventory. But the thing is, it can only store one type of item at a time. It'll tell you how much it is if you right-click on it without the right item. And it'll add up to 64 stacks. And you can left-click to get your stacks out. How nice is that? Pretty awesome. Yeah, I love these things. They're so cool. You can't store damaged items, as you just saw. It is a wood block, so the proper way to break that would have been with an axe. I just, was being lazy, not getting my axe out. So I'm going to get a barrel to store a bunch of stuff. I got some pneumatic tubes to transfer the stuff into the barrel. I got a transposer here. I got all kinds of cool things going on. Next up, I want to get out of my bag here. I've got one bucket. I'm going to need another one. I should have another bucket laying around here. If not, I'll just make one real quick. I'm sure I've got some somewhere. Real quick, make a bucket. Nice. So I think we're in good shape. Got pretty much everything I need, except for one more thing. I want to make what's called a soul cage. So let's check out the recipe for one of these guys. Just iron bars like that. Nice and easy. So get some iron bars out of one of my chests that might have them laying around. I don't have enough, so I'll make some. Cool. And a soul cage it is. Have you guys figured out what I'm making yet? Some of you might have a pretty good guess. Alright, so that's everything there. I've got a lot of junk in my chest, so let me clean that up. I'll hang on to these. I'll probably need a few. Alright, so let's put this all together. Oh yeah, one more thing I'm going to need. My soul shard. Tier 5 Blaze Killer. Alright, let's put them all together now and see what kind of cool build we can make. So yeah, if you guys haven't figured out what we're making yet, I guess I'll leave it as a surprise still. But it won't be a surprise for much longer, because now all we gotta do is put some things together. So it should be pretty neat. What I'm gonna do is first get my transposer out here. And pop this guy right in the very center of this room. Now trust me when I said that I made this 9x9 on purpose. Okay? So I'm gonna put a bucket of water there. And a bucket of water here. Cool looking, right? Nice. I'm making a little bit of a mess, but don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Then I'm going to come over here and get some more water. And put some more in the corners of this room. If I can get in there with all this mess. Alright, so here and here. Not bad. Maybe I should have done the water last. Because this is going to be a little bit of a mess. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. I could always clear it out. So I'm going to dig underground here and make my way over to where that transposer is. It should be right about here. There it is. Nice. I'm going to run some pneumatic tubes out of the transposer and probably straight under the ground over to here. Alright, let's check this out. Okay. So I'm just going to clear out a little bit of terrain down here. Should probably light it up just to make sure in case when I close this we don't want any monsters causing trouble. Yeah, no, I'm killing my gravel. I'll be fine. Let's run this guy straight up here like this. Okay. Now I do want this to be fancy looking. I guess we're going to want to run it up here. And or do I want to run it along the side? I'm thinking I want my barrel here, right? And I'll tidy this up in a moment. So we're going to want to run our pneumatic tubes into the top of our barrel, just because that's the way it works. Barrels run into the top. So I guess the best way to run this would be like this. Cool. Don't worry, I'll clean it up and make it all pretty looking when I'm done. Is it really already dark again? I feel like I'm sleeping a lot this episode, aren't I? Alright, let me go sleep through the night and I'll be back. I have to get another item anyway. So I went over to my red power chest and I got myself a piece of red alloy and I surround it with these guys, the stone brick covers, and this gives me stone jacketed wire. Awesome stuff. If you haven't seen stone jacketed wire before, allow me to demonstrate how you can place your red alloy wire on the ground, and your stone jacketed wire is actually a redstone signal that can go, not on any surface at all. So you can go ahead and get this guy hooked up like so, and it'll transmit redstone signal without having to be connected to anything. How cool is that? Alright, so that's going to be an important part of this build, because we're going to need some red alloy. Nice. Alright, so we've got that stuff. That's the one piece that I did forget to get. So let's go into here and get some wiring set up in this room. So where do I want to run this wire to? Good question. I have this nice open viewing at the moment, but Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm going to place right in the center of the room on the roof what I need. So let's do this for the time being, just to make things a little easier to navigate. So that should be the center of the room, right? Right there. Looks pretty centered to me. 3 to that side, 3 to that side, and 3 to that side, and 3 to that side. Cool. So that's the center of the room, and that's where my soul cage is going to go. No, not there. There. Like I said, probably should have waited for the water. Okay, but now that we've got that connected, we can connect some red alloy wiring underneath that and just run it up along the ceiling. How cool is that looking, huh? Run this down here and straight over to where I want my control board to be. So where do I want to control this signal from? Probably... Is that going to work for me? I don't think this will work, but it's worth a shot. Yeah, no, it's not going to. So do I want to swap this out with probably have the lever here? Does that look like a cool spot for the lever? I think so. Because remember, these soul cages, because it's a tier 5 spawner, will respond to a redstone signal and turn itself off when it's receiving a redstone signal, which is like exactly what we want it to do. When it receives a redstone signal, turn off the soul spawner. So again, you should have a pretty clear idea of what's going on. So what happens here, basically, is if an item falls in the water, it's going to get filtered down to the transposer. And then the transposer is going to suck it up, send it through the tube network, and it'll eventually make its way up here and land inside this barrel. Let's see what happens. Ta-da! Now, of course, like I said, there's only one type of item that can be collected in the barrel, so I'm actually going to probably want to do 2. I think I have a plan here to swap this out. Hang on a sec. There's actually 2 things these guys can drop, and if you don't know what I mean by that, you'll find out like really fast what I'm talking about. So let's do this, right? Cool. And then I can have a barrel here to collect the other stuff. Nice looking. A little bit better hidden, a little bit nicer and fancier. Not bad at all. So flip the lever, redstone signal on and off. Awesome. Alright, should have some gravel here to tidy up this flooring a little bit. Nice. See? Tidy. So now there's only one thing left to do on this build. Clear out this cobblestone. And I want to have the redstone signal enabled, because when redstone signal is on, blaze spawner will be disabled. So, gotta place the soul shard inside the spawner. Cool. Look, we've got a tier 5 blaze spawner right there. Because it's tier 4 or higher, it's going to be allowed to spawn in the overworld. And I didn't want to do that, so let's just... Way too easy to break dirt with this stuff. Because it's tier 4 or higher, they're allowed to spawn in the overworld. And because it's tier 5, number 1, doesn't care about the light level. And number 2, will respond to a redstone signal. So let's see what happens when I disable the redstone signal. Boom. Ta-da! Now the water is killing the blaze spawners, or the blazes. And we'll disable the spawner now. Ha ha ha, look at that. And any BlazeRods that they drop are going to quickly be collected by the transposer in the bottom there, so check that thing out. So everything's getting collected in the center, and it should filter its way up here. Ta-da! BlazeRods. Nice. So let's leave this guy on for a few moments and let him collect. Because it's tier 5, you get a lot of blazes spawning very quickly. Look at that. That is awesome. Cool. And we should be collecting all the BlazeRods right here. And when we're done, flip off the lever. Is there any reason I have to turn this off? Not really. I mean, you know, it might cause a little bit of lag in the world having all these blazes hanging out here, so much stuff happening, but it really is not much. It really shouldn't hurt at all. I was expecting to get some of those equivalent exchange minium shards from these guys, but I guess they're not dropping any at the moment. I'll give it a little time, let it run for a bit, see if it does actually happen. I'll come back in a few and see what happens. So, we've got a nice little BlazeRod production facility right there, courtesy of my Tier 5 Blaze spawner. Now you guys probably understand why I've been working on an Ender Shard as well. Yeah, people are like, why do you want to spawn Enderman, Direwolf? They're your mortal enemy. I'm like, well, I want their Ender Pearls. Yeah, that's the plan. So, successful build. Everything should be working pretty well. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Now I got my barrels. Remember, that's a factorization item, so I'm going to filter it into this chest right here. Nice. So let's go take a look back there. And if I wanted to, I could chunk load it to make sure it stays active at all times. But like I said, I'm probably going to be turning it on and off more often than not, just to get some BlazeRods when I need them. Ha, that's so cool. Dude, we've already got like more than half a stack of BlazeRods. Beautiful. And I can use these guys as a fuel source, you know. Like, in comparison to coal, which has 4,000 EU and 1.6k heat. This guy has 6,000 EU and 2.4k heat. So, they're like 50% better than coal. And now it's renewable. How awesome is that? I love it. Alright, good, successful Blaze spawner build. Pretty pleased with how it turned out. And there might be some other spawners that exist over in this area. I did clear out much more terrain than this one took up. So we'll have to see if, as I collect more spawners, you know, what I decide to come up with. Alright guys, we'll be back in a few. Oh yeah, look at this. Almost 2 stacks of BlazeRods. Well, I'm going to take 1 stack with me and leave it running for a bit. Like I said, get a few of them. And this is going to make it a lot easier for me to go ahead and create a bunch of important stuff that I want. Specifically, I need to make myself some ender chests. That's the reason I got BlazeRods, ender chests. So let's see how I am for ender pearls at the moment, because I am short on them. A little bit, not terrible. So I need an ender chest or 2 or 3. So let's see what the recipe is for that. As we've seen in the past, 1 ender pearl, 4 BlazeRods, wool, and obsidian. Okay, cool. How am I for obsidian at the moment? Not so hot. Now, I could cook some up, but I have an alternate method of getting it. I did find a good way to get obsidian when you're looking for some. So let's grab some wood, not planks, but wood. 2 of them get you some obsidian. Nice. Nice and quick, easy way to get it. Gonna get some wool. And got some chests here. Probably gonna need a few more, but for now, this'll do. Alright, off to the project table, because I do plan to make a lot of these guys, so might as well make a plan around it, right? Cool. Project table, getting crowded. Gonna need to consider the fact that we might want to do this elsewhere, but yeah, let's do that. Clear this stuff out. Alright, write the plan, get it out of there. Cool, we're good to go. I'm gonna put it in, well, I could probably do with another project table overall, couldn't I? I should probably just go ahead and make like a bunch of these things. There we go. This will just be an alternate project table. Probably going to wind up with a lot of these. You know, as I go through, I like to make a lot of them. Do all kinds of different stuff. Or you know what? I don't even have to be doing this, do I? I already made my plan. There we go. 2 ender chests, please. Might even want a 3rd one, just for now, because this is going to be important. I'm probably going to use this in a couple places. So what do I got? I've got a chest right down here acting as the input to my sorting system. We're going to want to change this. So what do I want to make my sorting system color? That's a good question. I could just go with white, white, white. I mean, you know, simple, straightforward, to the point, right? Stick with the whites. That sounds good. You know, no need to change it, especially if we're going to use it in multiple places, which is the plan. Because I would like to have a place to go drop off my goodies after I've been mining for a bit. So where would I want to create a nice place where, like, I've gone down, I've mined manually a little bit, I want to drop off stuff to get it sorted. I could put it right in this room here if I wanted to, right in the center maybe, but this is kind of becoming my project table room. So I don't know if I really want that or not. You know what I could do is I could just throw it in the corner. That probably wouldn't be a bad idea. That'll work. So anything that goes in here, boom, gets sorted. Awesome. So it should be going through my sorting system right now because all these chests are linked. So gravel, there it is. There's the gravel I just placed in the chest upstairs. And it's going to go through the sorting system and do its thing, which is exactly what I want it to do. Because now I'm going to actually start working on getting something to, start doing a little bit of automated mining for me. I think it's time to make a quarry. That's right. Quarries are a good early game way of getting a good amount of items. So we can check out the recipe here. Requires a good amount of diamonds, a bunch of resources really. So let's get cracking with some gold and some diamond and some iron. So we're going to need a handful of these things. And we're probably going to need a bit more wood. Okay. And I'm going to do this in a project table just to make it a little bit easier on myself. So I really, in the end, need 7 gears total, right? So a good trick to learn is for every set of 4 sticks is 1 gear. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gets me all the gears I need. Now all those turn into wooden gears, and all of these turn into cobblestone gears. And all of these turn into iron gears. But as we saw, we need 3 iron, 2 gold, and 2 diamond. So in order to get to diamond, we need to go to gold first. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Get them out of there. And then 2 of these. Cool. Then we're going to need... Well, I've already got the sticks, so let's do it. A diamond pickaxe. Nice. And finally, a piece of redstone, which might be right here. And then we can put it all together. So quarries are good. They're very good, actually, for mining automatically. However, they require a good amount of buildcraft power, and there's better ways to mine automatically. But they're more complicated, larger builds. This is a good middle tier of the game solution to getting this done. Expensive, as you saw. A good amount of diamonds went into that. Also, wow, I'm getting low on gold. Yeah, I better get to work on mining. Well, that's the plan. So, how about I come up with a little bit of a build plan on how I want to power and collect the items from my quarry. And I'll be back in a few. Alright, you know what, guys? I checked the timing on this episode, and I am getting close to that wrapping up point, and I really don't have time to get the whole quarry set up, so I think I'm going to have to save that till next episode. However, I realized I was level 29 and a half, so I decided, you know what, let me get myself a few levels, and I'm going to come over here and get myself some cool stuff. So what I want to get, actually, is a couple pieces of iron, just 2, and dig into my Thaumonomicon and figure out how I can make myself some enchanted metal thaumium. Thaumium is really cool stuff, and I'm going to tell you why. For 8 metal and 4 magic, you get this awesome stuff called thaumium, which allows you to make all kinds of thaumium-powered tools. You can also get armor, for that matter, and the thaumium stuff is actually pretty awesome in that it's got, I think I want to say, like either the same durability as iron, or maybe even a little bit better than iron, but it has the enchantability of gold. So it's got like this awesome ability to be enchanted. So all I need is a little bit of magic to go into this thing. So it's a crucible recipe. I need 4 magic, so I need 8 magic total. So where's my magic setup? I've got some beast shards here. Boom. And some earth shards. What else has like a low amount of stuff? I guess earth shards will do. Cool. That'll give me the total 8 magic that I need, while being a little conservative. And then the total 8 each of the iron. So this should hook me up. And if I throw this stuff in here... No, don't burn up on me now. Cool. And then I just need my wand to click it with. Where's my wand? Apprentice wand will do. Ta-da! And of course my golems will do their golemly duty. And I've got myself a couple thaumium. Cool. How'd I do, by the way, on the whole thing? Thaumium sword. Nice. How's this stuff waking out? Got a little dirt. Got a little of this plant thing. I never did clean that up. Some of the wolf and some of the... Okay, cool. I think I can get this cleaned up pretty easily, too. I like to keep these tidy because, you know, if you keep them tidy, then you don't have to worry about trouble down the line. So let's get a little bit of dirt here. So to get just pure dirt, I think 3 of these will do. That'll do. There we go. And I need some stone. Pure stone comes from this thing. If you use cobble, you'll get some of that destructive stuff you don't want. There we go. That should then go into here and here, and my golem's taking care of the stuff. Nice. And because he didn't have a thing to put it in, he's going to go ahead and store it in this chest. Perfect. You golems are awesome. Where would I be without you? So level 30. Let's go ahead and enchant my Thaumium sword and hope for some kind of awesome enchant. Now there's actually a few enchants available to you. And why don't I... Well, I'm not going to do it now. I was going to show you what extra enchants Thaumcraft adds, and you can only get them on the Thaumium tools and armor. But let's see if we get one, and we'll just kind of hope. So I'm going to go for level 30 here. Remember, you get awesome enchants on these guys because they have a high enchantability rating. Boom, level 30. How'd I do? Vorpal 2 and Smite 5. That's kind of cool. Vorpal is an enchant added by Red Power 2, and it allows you to actually cut off the heads of your enemies, which is cool. When it goes off, it's like crazy. It's like boom, and like the guy dies like instantly. Really nice to use. So we didn't get anything too fancy. We did get Smite 5, so that's not bad at all. I would have preferred something like Sharpness. So not the best enchant in the world, but it'll do for a sword for now, and then we'll try for some fancier ones later. How about I just go into cheat mode real quick? Remember, in cheat mode, you can hit X to get an enchantment table here, which is cool. So let's real quick just show you. Like, if I had just a normal stone sword, for example, I'll just cheat that in real quick. Just want to show you. You can see you can get Sharpness, Smite, Arthropods, all this other stuff. So those are like the normal things you'd expect, right? If I throw my Thaumium sword in there, look at the other cool stuff you can get. You can get, well, I guess that's about it. Let's see, let's unlock it. There is some other cool stuff on here. Maybe it's not in this version of Thaumcraft. Alright, upcoming version of Thaumcraft gives you the ability to have cool enchants that aren't listed currently. I guess it's just not in this version yet. So that's what I get for playing on a beta server, on the Forgecraft server. I get access to stuff like that. I guess if I'm being totally fair, I should destroy the stone sword. I was going to show you like the cool enchants you could get from Thaumcraft, but I guess they're not implemented yet. So check out my Forgecraft videos if you want to see them, because I got one or two over there. But yeah, this is Direwolf20 signing off on episode 17. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Pretty happy with the Blaze spawner setup that I've got going out there. Let's go check on it real quick before we wrap up here. We should probably have like a ton of BlazeRods at this point. It's been running for a few minutes now. Dude, we've got almost 8 stacks of BlazeRods. How crazy is that? I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. That is awesome. Just BlazeRods coming in. So, there was a reason that I did all the effort I went through to kill all those blazes in the nether. Believe me, it turned out to be pretty good. But yeah, like I said, hope you enjoyed checking out that build. I will come back next episode, hopefully get a quarry going. I do have to figure out a power system for my quarry. I haven't come up with exactly how I want to power it yet. There's a lot of options, so I'm sure we'll figure it out. But, alright, Direwolf20 signing off, episode 17. Take it easy.